cheerleader.
Yeah.
But I'm a cheerleader. That's how I imagine it. But I'm a cheerleader.
Get it?
So yeah, we're doing But I'm a Cheerleader today.
I like where the socks come up on you compared to me.
Yeah, mine are almost over the knee.
But you do have long legs for a short person.
Thank you. I'm just going to take that at face value.
Do you like my podium?
Under the skirt, over the pants. Yes, I love your podium. So for Pride Month, we were like, what's a nice gay film that we can do? Even though almost everything we do, I consider gay in some way.
Yeah, if we're watching it, it's gay.
It's gay, yeah. But I went through the list, and But I'm a Cheerleader was on there quite a few times. Mm-hmm. So
it's a fan favorite.
Here we are.
It's a cult favorite.
It's a cult fan favorite. We're back in 1999. This was made in 99, as is Drop Dead Gorgeous. It's just like a good year.
Like honestly earlier.
So did I, but it's interesting because when we were watching it, I actually felt like there were a lot of parallels between this and Drop Dead Gorgeous. Uh-huh. They're both done by like female writers.
Directors.
Yeah, and it's like sort of like a Gen X vision. They were kind of ahead of their time, both of these movies. They're pointing out society in like an absurd and dark comedy way. We'll get into that. But I felt like they do have a lot of just parallels to me, even like the way that they write the text, like on like the title credits and stuff. There's
it's like the campiness.
It's
a very Y2K camp. Y2 camp.
Y2 camp. Yes, it's definitely like also trying to be vintage in a way where it's like it's almost like
does it take place in the 50s?
Right.
Because it like kind of feels like
it kind of does.
Yeah.
Well, it harkens back to, gender roles.
Make America Great Again.
Yeah, exactly. So
what do you remember the first time you saw this movie?
I think it was in my 20s when I saw it, because I didn't see it when it came out. It like I don't think it got like as wide a release as...
You didn't go on Saturday or Sunday with both your parents divorced and your little sister to go see it?
I did not.
Was it on your list?
Can you imagine?
I feel like they would have loved it.
Like, can I just go home? No,
they all would have loved it.
No, they would have loved it. Yeah, they would have.
Your dad would have been like, that's Harold!
Yeah, from Harold and Maude. That's from Harold and Maude. Yeah. That's like one of my mom's favorite movies is Harold and Maude. Her two favorite movies are Harold and Maude and the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Fagola!
Yeah, I mean, it's just like
Sin Queen?
She was a little different.
Yeah, she was.
But I'm not like other girls, okay?
Yeah, no, she like really wasn't.
Right?
But my favorite thing about her is that she was like the hot girl too.
Oh, that's sweet.
Right?
I love that for her. She's very, very pretty. Pretty lady. Back to this.
Pretty lady.
Pretty lady. Hey there, pretty lady. Yeah, so this is the story is by Jamie Babbitt, and she also directed it. And it has an all-star cast.
It really does.
We've got Natasha Lyonne, Clea Duvall,
it's like a list of
Melanie
cameos,
Linsky,
too.
RuPaul Charles. Who else? Kathy Moriarty plays Mary.
I was like, wait, that was RuPaul?
Yeah. I mean, RuPaul is famously in this.
Yeah,
so.
That's Paul Charles.
Yeah, that's Paul. Paul?
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't seen But I'm a Cheerleader, if there's any trigger warnings, it's really campy, but it's basically about conversion camp, so just know about that. We're going to be talking about gay conversion camps. Yeah. I would say the tone of this is like a dark comedy, absurd camp.
Yeah.
Very gay.
There is like a hush of like a divine sentiment in there. Like because like a John Waters, let's say.
Oh, well, that's interesting that you mentioned John Waters because Mink Stoll plays her mother, who is a John Waters.
Like it definitely has
actor.
that like 50s timeless vibe to it.
Kind of like the hairspray of it all.
Yeah. Exposing what lies underneath.
That makes sense because that's very facade. RuPaul's like irreverent. He'll pull out the weirdest
This movie
references.
is RuPaul's brand exactly. Mm-hmm. Like he gets it. This whole movie is about drag.
I just want to mention that we are sharing a Diet Coke, which is the gayest thing you can do during Pride.
Happy Pride. This is like a commitment. This is like a ceremonial sharing of the Diet Coke that you're observing.
And if you want to make it really gay, you don't even worry about leaving any left over in the rim. You leave up a little rim.
Yeah. If you're really gay, you can take this tab off.
And put it on a necklace.
And the letter that it comes off for is your
the person you're going to be. So for you, since you're A, I would either have to really gently do the whole alphabet and then rip you off, or
start over?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, or just go hard.
Have you ever experienced a start over? That's a sturdy can.
You know what? I've dated a lot of people with vowel names, and a lot of the vowels come near the beginning of the alphabet.
You mean the letter? You've dated a lot of people with the letter A, and I've dated a lot of people with the letter J.
It's a common first letter for a name, is it not?
J and A.
J and A.
I guess.
I think so. I think there's like ones that are more common than others. M is wicked popular.
Yeah.
Michele. There's so many M names.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Oh. Drink every time she does a dish. Yeah, so let's talk about this film a little bit. Let's get into the plot a little bit of this.
Yeah, let's do it.
So Natasha Lyonne plays Megan. I just love the name Megan in a movie.
Megan.
It's such a good character name. Exactly, right? Case in point.
Natasha Lyonne, what a fucking
We've
gift.
had her for so long.
Yeah.
She's just phenomenal. She's so perfect at this kind of thing.
She has such a unique upbringing too.
She does. She's an interesting person, and you can feel it. Like the way she brings a lot to the roles that she plays.
Yeah,
she's
like a citizen of the world. Like she's like every man, woman.
She has this like wiseness to her that feels like otherworldly.
It's the voice.
Yeah, it's the voice, but that voice comes from something.
It's the cigarette woman.
And it's gotten more and more intense. Like when you see her in this, and she's like, "But I have a boyfriend."
I know.
And you're like, and then all of a sudden now she's like, "Yeah, so
I just got shot."
And I just love that trajectory for her. It goes perfectly with her. She always has like insanely amazing hair, and she has that hair in this movie. They're trying to tame it down.
They really are trying to tame it.
That wild hair.
They almost make it look like a shape, like it's made out of plastic.
Yeah, which I think is like perfect for this like aesthetic of this movie. To give you guys the idea of the aesthetic of this movie, it's literally like like a plastic flamingo on a lawn.
Right.
If you saw that plastic flamingo's Pinterest board. That's what this
shit.
movie is.
That plastic flamingo's got computer access.
Yeah.
She's going to the library.
Right. She is.
That's so cute.
Flamingo.
Oh my god, do you think that she looks at her phone with that one leg that's up?
The one leg.
Yeah.
And then she uses her curly tip to favorite.
Can you imagine?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
I love a flamingo.
They've already just revealed that there are UFOs. Who's to say that there's not pink flamingos going around making Pinterest boards?
And they're pink because of shrimps as bugs.
They're pink because of shrimps, squimps.
Wait, I thought that this the set decoration of it.
Yeah.
Aesthetically, this movie is amazing, right?
It really is.
And it kind of to me felt inspired by specifically the entire the aesthetic, right? Is inspired by toys and
okay.
How toys are kind of especially maybe not now as much, but during this time period and in the 80s and stuff when we were getting plastic.
Yep.
It reminds me of how gendered toys are.
Bingo.
And how the indoctrination starts so young.
Totally.
And
get that.
even just how everything the scale of everything is so interesting.
Yeah,
and
they're literally playing house.
Right. It's drag. This whole movie is drag. About drag.
Pointing out the drag of gender. It
yeah.
goes all the way around it and all the way through it to point out exactly what we know about this entire concept.
Right.
So basically she's a cheerleader. She's in high school.
Do you know what's interesting to me also to interject also is
please.
The fact that the cheerleading costumes are orange is such a choice because it's such a gendered thing in society to be a cheerleader.
Right.
And in this movie specifically to have it the pink and all that kind of stuff stripped from it is really interesting to me.
I thought it was really interesting. Yeah, so we see her. I just want to kind of contextualize it too. She's a cheerleader. They do have these orange costumes. And the first sequence of the title and when it's opening is just egregious shots of butts and crotches and boobies doing cheerleading. And so you're this is what we're getting into.
It's her fantasy.
Right. And she's actually blissfully unaware that there's an issue here.
I know. She's
she has a
boyfriend,
she has parents, she's got best friends, and she is contrasted against everybody else. Everybody else is wearing brown.
Yeah.
One of her friends is young Michelle Williams at the beginning.
Right. Who just got that Jen haircut.
She got the Jen haircut. Jen.
Right.
Okay, so just Jen though.
Jen.
Yeah, so she has different clothes on from the rest of them. They're all wearing muted browns and
they're all wearing brown.
Right, except for her. She's
it's
not.
So funny.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's so excited to go on her cheerleading trip and eat donuts, which I was is that a euphemism?
Definitely.
Because they
munching on donies.
Yeah. Then they show like all the cheerleaders in the bus like munching on donuts.
Yeah.
So I've never heard that before, but I love it.
I love it too.
A donut eater. You know what? It works for both. It works for everybody.
Oh my God.
We're all, you know what? At the end of the day, we're all donut eaters.
Are you a donut eater or are you a whole eater?
You know what? Everyone's a little bit of a donut eater.
I agree.
Put that on a t-shirt.
I can't refuse a donut.
Right? Glazed, not glazed.
Chocolate frosted.
Flaves, Sprinkies.
I mean, jelly filled.
A Kreller. What about one of those long chocolate bars?
Long chocolate. I'll take a long chocolate, please.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so these people all get together and they have an intervention for her.
I thought this movie was giving these people a lot of credit because that's very astute of them to realize that she's a lesbian.
The things
because
that
like
they say,
yeah,
I actually think that that's a good point because
right.
the things that they've taken as
deemed lesbian,
she's a lesbian, are so funny. Like they show her having dinner and you hear the dad going, "That's a great big piece of meat," or something like that, and then you see that she's a vegetarian and you're like,
I mean, the vegetarian to lesbian pipeline is real.
It happens.
Right?
It happens.
It shows that you're not willing to conform to big cow.
Exactly.
So you're already not conforming
right.
there.
You're like, I already think outside the box.
Right.
Well, how else can I think outside the box?
Yeah. What else is going on out of this
wait
box?
a minute, I'm not going to eat meat.
Wait a second. I want to eat this box.
Yeah. There, see?
Yeah.
It's a 1-to-1 ratio. It's right there. It's right in front of you.
That's so funny you say that because when we like see her bedroom.
Yes.
I wrote the Venn diagram of an autistic girl and gay girls growing up is a circle, their bedroom.
Yes. Interesting.
Because it's like
the neurodivergent.
Yeah.
I wonder what like the crossover is of the neurodivergent bedroom and the gay and neurodivergent bedroom. Right. Yeah. It was all over the place.
Yeah.
But we did have a Melissa Etheridge poster, which is a point number 2.
That's a big one.
Yeah, so
big.
They're sitting down there.
Alone.
I have to also talk about when they're having this intervention, it's RuPaul that pulls up in a pink van.
I want that van.
Right?
It's such a good color.
And it's from a place called True Direction.
Right.
Which is so funny, which we've been playfully calling One Direction in this.
That's my favorite band. We gotta go see True Direction.
And they're literally like, they like sit her down and they're like, "You're a vegetarian. You've been trying to get us to eat tofu.
She's literally like,
you have a picture of cheerleaders in your locker.
Everyone has that.
You hate making out with your boyfriend, who is literally making out with her like
he is bad at it.
He's really bad at it.
Yeah, he's terrible
at it. She says, "I don't really like it, but maybe he's bad at it." And the answer is he's bad at it.
And how funny is her just being like, "I think he's very handsome." That's like how I talk about guys.
That's when you're like, "Yeah, he's objectively a very sexy daddy." And I'm like, and you're like, "And that's about it."
I don't want to lay a single hand on him.
That's about it.
We're gonna go our separate ways.
You're like, "I'll take a look."
Sure. I'll watch the movie.
And then I want to know what his workout routine is.
He's not a vegetarian, I'll tell you that.
Right. He's getting those teens in.
Who are we talking about, RuPaul?
Yeah. I love that we see RuPaul being butch.
Boy drag.
Like,
right?
The concept of him being
like
the person that comes to get you to go to conversion camp, and he's in these tiny little disco shorts.
In his Barbie van.
And he's somehow fully tucked.
Still.
Because
it's still drag.
Right.
This is drag still. That's the point.
That's the point. Is like it in the real life, they literally look like she's supposed to be gay and all this. They look totally like normal.
Right.
Like they're all like, there's the drab normals and then there's like her normals.
Yeah.
And then we go to this conversion camp where the way that they've gendered everything, the outfits, the rooms, the decor. It's drag.
It's
and
play
it's
school.
Pointing out the pageantry of gender.
This is for like when over-the-counter indoctrination isn't enough, you have to go prescription.
Right.
And that's where she went.
So they're like, "You're a lesbian," and she's like, "I'm not. I literally have a boyfriend, but I'm a cheerleader.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
How can I be gay?" And she's got like the little cross on her neck. Like, how could this happen?
Natasha Lyonne with the cross necklace is so funny.
I know. You're just like, "No, girl."
Yeah, right?
And so, which makes it even funnier, just like her being like, "I'm a pious little like Catholic girl,"
like
or whatever.
saying grace all the time,
right? So they bring her off. They're like, "You're gonna be gone for a few months," and I'm like, "A few months to conversion camp?"
I guess it's like a summer camp.
Oh my god! But she like missed like the end of school.
That's true, but also like, why don't we take you to this camp with a bunch of other gay kids?
What do you think is gonna happen?
Someone's getting pregnant,
right?
In their butt.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to agree.
It happens.
So when we pull up to True Directions, it's Kathy Moriarty plays Mary, who's like the woman who's running this like conversion camp.
She's
so good
at it.
She's in this like Barbie pink bitch suit.
Right.
Which is just so gay. I can't impress upon you guys how gay it is.
The anti-gay shit comes back around to become gay and how drag it is.
And gayer
it's
even.
So fake and gay.
Yes.
Like, it's such a performance.
I actually can't believe how much I love this movie for that.
Yeah.
And I think RuPaul being in it makes so much sense. It's like part of his personal brand is like, you're all born naked and the rest is drag.
Or not even brand, like his belief system.
His ethos or whatever. And like, it is exactly that. And it's ahead of its time. It's showing you something. It's not really telling you, it's showing you, which I think is really interesting.
I wrote to that, like, you were talking about how the Gen X has like a very specific kind of like movie about like rebellious movie style.
Yes. And that's why I think it was very much like Drop Dead Gorgeous.
To me, it's like these movies are like a direct reaction to like Reaganism, because they're like the first kind of young generation to experience that kind of newly
evangelical
found
takeover,
evangelical fundamentalist, the Federalist Society takeover of the United States.
Yes.
That is still in the works, obviously.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And I think that these movies are like very specific reactions to those policies.
Totally.
Yeah.
You know what I was just thinking is another one is what's his name who did Jawbreaker? Darren Stein. He's another of that era.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that also like 99, that movie?
Yeah, 2000.
Something, it's right around that same time.
Yeah.
Again, it goes right into that category of like, see this?
Yeah.
Do you see these tropes?
This is all, look at how fake. Damaging, this is all fake.
And also, look at how damaging this is.
Because, like, they started to get a taste, like, with the hippie movement, it started all to break down, and they were losing control of the narrative. And when Reagan came back into office, or, like, came into office and, like, made the deals with the Federalist Society, is basically
Reagan,
is a reaction to the Civil Rights Movement and the Civil Rights Act, basically. They started to try to put everyone else back in the box. Like, we're all leaking out, and they're all trying to, like, scoop us all back in.
Because it's easier to keep us in line and control us so that the people at the top can make money if we all do what we're told.
We're all playing this game.
We have to play the game.
It's so play school. Like, we're playing the game.
Like you, no, baby. You gotta play house.
Like, and that's why they all look like they're in a fucking dollhouse. Because, like, we're the dolls.
Exactly.
And that's the simulation.
Exactly. And then some of us come outside of it and we go, guys, you don't have to play that if you don't want. You don't have to play that.
Right.
Well, don't make me play it.
And all the boys are like, but it helps me. I get all the cool stuff.
Right, exactly.
And all the girls are like, but I love my husband.
Right. Not 100% of the time,
I know.
but sometimes this happens. Yes.
I'm just saying when people, like, inauthentically perform gender.
It happens
in
all
society.
the time. It's been happening since the dawn of whatever the hell this started.
It happens more than not.
Don't we just all want to be out there just, like, picking our feet in the field?
I know.
Just looking at the sky, eating a peach from a tree.
And, like, the thing of it, too, is, like, I don't even know that, like, I think that because of how puritanical everything is, like, we focus so much on sex that, like, I don't even think we're that naturally obsessed with it. Like, I think in a world where, like, we're not all, like so puritanical. Yeah. Like, we just exist, and, like, sometimes we fuck and sometimes we don't. It's, like, not a big deal. But, like, now they've made it such a big
It's the focus.
Yeah.
I actually think that the subtext of sex is literally almost in everything.
It is.
And because it's, like, that one of our primal urges. Like, they honestly play upon our primal urges with everything. It's like food, it's sex, it's gender performance, it's all of that shit. Misogyny.
Hierarchies.
Yeah, the hierarchy. We are all playing these different games. Like, another one that comes up a lot that Natasha Lyonne's character suffers from is good girl.
Right.
Be a good girl.
Yeah, totally.
And Bud Cort even says it one time.
Right,
who plays
Poodle.
her dad. Be a good girl, Poodle.
Yeah.
Like a little kiss. Like, you know, and we see her struggle as she kind of goes through the conversion, which is, we find out, and I wanted to mention Mary, the woman who runs the camp. Mary J. Brown.
Yeah.
has a son named Brock, played by...
Is it Rock or Brock?
I think it's Brock. No, it's Rock. I wrote Rock.
That's so funny
like
if
Rock
it's Brock,
Hudson.
though.
No, it's Rock.
Yeah, but imagine if it was Brock.
Because it's
it's Eddie Cibrian and Sheena Shea, and now she's with someone named Brock.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Carry the one. It's actually Rock, which I feel like is a Rock Hudson reference, right?
Because he's gay.
And he's super hot in this, and is like playing so flamboyantly.
He's doing like a Hank Azaria from The Birdcage.
Yeah, and he's got like the short cutoffs, and like the whole time RuPaul's character, who's straight now.
They're ex-gays.
Yes, they're ex-gays. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is literally like looking at him like the whole time, just being like, ooh, like the whole time, and it's just so funny. I get lesbian vibes from Mary. From Mary J. 100%. Mary J. Brown. 100%.
I mean, I'm assuming that they're all ex-gays.
Everything is closeted. Yeah, everything is like very.
I feel like the only reason you would ever be this upset about something is if you were hiding something within yourself.
And it wasn't exactly.
It's all
and
protection.
Like we do see Mary behind the scenes, like when she's not like teaching them how to perform this like role, and she's just like laying in bed reading a book, like stifling herself. And I'm like, does this woman have any fun?
No.
I mean, this is.
Maybe that's just all she wants to do. Is just
I thought it was a cash grab, which is an obvious thing. Yeah. But I don't even think it's just that. She had like absolutely no bigger plans than just like doing this thing. She's so stuck in it.
Right.
We didn't see her.
It almost is like
lying and like having sex.
Right.
I almost wish there was like a female person, like a lesbian, more mask presenting person in the movie too that also worked there. That she was like secretly having.
Yeah, I could use that
because I think we need. I would like to know a little bit more about why Mary's like this. I know maybe it's her son.
It almost feels like she's in some sort of like endless feud with the ex-gays. And that's like what keeps it going. It's just like a rivalry.
Right.
So like based in nothing.
So let's talk about the ex-gays.
Right.
So they are going through all the steps. We've got a crew of different gay tropes.
Yes, basically. Basically.
And at some point, like, I want to go through what all the different steps are, but at some point, they're deciding to sneak out because they got, like, a paper airplane. Yeah. That, like, flew in and was like, you want to get out of the town? Like, get out of here or whatever. And they get picked up in a van by these, like, gay heroes that are the ex-gays that used to go to that place, but now they, like, live and try and, like, help the gay kids, like, escape from this place.
Because, like, oftentimes they can't go home, so they'll, like, take them in.
And I love that it showed that, like, chosen family thing.
Right.
That whole concept. It was, like, so loving. I love the two ex-gays.
I know, and, like, they come in, like, military garb, like, it's, like, a secret military operation.
So
and it does
funny.
feel like that because, like, when they send these kids off to this place, it feels like it's like a straight boot camp.
Scared straight.
And of course, like, they're gonna get close with each other.
Right.
Because, like, they're
has anybody ever heard of camp?
I know. But it's, like, worse than camp.
Right?
It's like war.
It is. A war against homosexuality.
Themselves,
yeah, exactly. So they have to go through like their 5 different steps, and the first one is like admitting you're a homosexual, and we see her like realize she's a homosexual, and she's literally like,
she's so good at like being camp, but also like selling the emotion of
keeping it. There is a reality moment. Yeah, it feels like, real,
but it's still like funny.
Like she's like drooling.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm a homo,
but it's not over the top. You know what I mean? But it is. But it's not.
It works in the context of the tone. It feels real for that.
Right. I wanted to also mention too some stuff about Melanie Linsky is that this is an accent that she's putting on. This is an Australian accent that she's doing, but she's a Kiwi.
That is very interesting.
That I just knew. I just like know stuff about Melanie Linsky.
I mean, Melanie Linsky's in this, and she's so cute.
I love her.
She's such a funny. Hillary's such a funny character. Every scene is Hillary in the background just being like.
I know I think that's why she gets so much work is because her little like reactions to things are so funny.
Her characters are always so fleshed out.
Yeah.
That when she's like just sitting there, she's really, you buy it.
Yeah.
And she's always interesting. We just recently watched Ever After.
Yeah.
And again, she is serving so much.
She's so good.
And I keep being like, why weren't we given more Melanie Linsky back then? Because I really like to see her. There's something about her.
Is it because she's coated fat?
Maybe when she's absolutely couldn't be less fat.
I'm saying that for those listening, I'm saying that with an eye roll.
Right. Yeah, she is definitely coded like that, but there's just maybe that's part of it where it's like I don't fit into the mold, but here I fucking am.
You know what? I actually know what happened. She started working on. She was on 2.5 Men for like a really long time.
Oh my god, that's wild.
So she's like she didn't like fall off the scene. She was just like a working actor.
$2 million an episode.
And then
don't they make a ton of money?
Yeah, they make a ton of money. And then I think she like got an offer for another job, and she was just like, I'm gonna I gotta take this job. And then like started back and was like, and she's married to Jason Ritter.
You're right.
And you know who her best friend is still? Clea Duvall.
I love that. That's so good.
I know.
Wait, I remember that because I heard her on maybe Las Culturistas.
Oh,
and she was talking about it. She was like, and she has a New Zealand accent, which I cannot do. But she's literally like 2.5 mean. And then she's like, the director?
Yeah.
And I just was like, you know, my brain, it goes to the thing. And it's like, director. Yeah. Like all day long. Mean. So, yeah, I love that for her.
I love her.
So, yeah, she didn't go away. She was just making money as a working actor. And you know what? She's great.
She is great.
She's
serves.
Really good.
She serves.
And that's that.
She's reliable.
So, step 2. We admit we're gay. Guess what? I'm a homosexual. Always have been. Step 2, rediscovering your gender identity. This is language that is like now very.
I know.
But like back in 1999, were we talking about our 1999? Back in 1999.
I want to go back. Back in 1999.
Yeah, we were talking about gender identity.
I know. I mean, like, I saw this movie, I think, like, around this time, and, like, it did not make...
Oh, yeah, same question to you. I didn't ask
click.
you. What did you think about it when you saw it?
You know, I was so full of shame at this point for, like, feeling my feelings.
Yeah.
And especially, like, you know, like, when they start hooking up and it, like, starts to play, like, lesbian guitar music for the first time. Because usually, like, the score of this movie makes it sound like it's, like, a 90s like PC game, like Leisure Suit Larry or something. It's like very
okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah, it like reminds me of that. And then it gets more serious when they like start having feelings for each other. And like, maybe it's because like I'm neurodivergent, but like when things get like mushy like that, I turn off to it. Like I don't like it.
It's too much.
It's like too much for me.
It's
and I
cheesy.
think that like that made me feel like that when I was younger when I first saw it.
Yeah.
And I missed like. I thought it really looked cool, but I missed like all the all the shit it was saying.
I have to tell you, I didn't understand a lot of it totally until this watch as well. Because like watching it back in like the Y2K era, like I wasn't. I didn't quite. I mean, I got what it was saying,
right? And
I got what it was pointing out on a basic level, like this. See what it's saying? But like, there's so much more to it. There's so much more layered in there. Like, literally, even hearing them say "rediscovering your gender identity," I'm like, wow, I can't believe. Like these, we were not talking about.
And
this
they're
stuff
literally
back
like on the floor scrubbing in the kitchen, or like in the kitchen, and the boys are like chopping wood or whatever.
In this like play school house that has like daisies on the wall,
in like costumes,
the beds. The pink bedrooms.
Like, obviously, homos run this place because it literally is like a drag house. Like, everything looks amazing.
Right. That's the thing of it all. Is that it's like...
Burkus?
Yeah, exactly. I know. It was, like, very cool.
Right.
Yeah, I literally just wrote, for the boys, it's fixing cars.
Oh, my God, in the blue car, like, the car that's, like, complete... I was like, is this the Game of Life, too?
Right. Very Game of Life. The blues and the pinks.
I told you it was gay.
You're right.
No, but, like, do you get what I mean when I'm talking about, like, the self-loathing? Like, the self-loathing is, like, really real when you're, like, in the closet. It really, like, the shame.
I hate that so much.
Like, the shame. Because, like, I would watch something like this and be like, I fucking hate this. Like, I'm not this.
It's internalized.
Fuck this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Totally. So watching it now, having had that time and space and everything, you can appreciate it from a totally different...
Yeah, I mean, we did watch it recently, too, before this.
Yeah.
And I was, like, obviously... Because I hadn't reached, like, my full ascendance into... On the gay to communism pipeline. It's a slippery slope. From gay to... They're right. They are right. They're trying to not make us gay.
Why?
They're trying to make us not gay so we don't become communists.
Okay, can you tell me more? I want to hear that, the link of that. That's, like, so funny to me.
I mean, breaking down, like, existing as a queer person, you are automatically rejecting, like, societal norms. Like, you don't want to necessarily exist in a man-woman, 2.5 children, nuclear household. The man earns the money.
Picket fence.
This doesn't even exist anymore because everyone has to work, including the kids, to survive.
Seriously. No, I know.
What was I saying?
You were saying the communism pipeline, the queer economy.
Oh, yeah. So, like, okay, so we break down the nuclear family idea, right? So we move on, and then it does, like, it goes all the way through the workplace because
Right.
like in the workplace it's not democratic usually. It's usually like an autocracy where
Right.
there's like a boss and there's
Hierarchical,
a hierarchy, right?
yep.
So, and that doesn't necessarily translate into how the country is set up, which is kind of antithetical to each other.
Right.
Because like in a democracy, like it's interesting to have all of the economic systems be hierarchical. Like it doesn't really make sense to me.
Right.
Which is why I'm like a social
You like social stuff.
yeah. Social democrat or whatever the
right.
fuck.
A progressive socialist.
Yeah, whatever. I
don't even say ist. It's
right,
too much.
Yeah. And then so all these things you start realizing all this stuff once you reject the family unit.
Mm-hmm.
Not even reject it, once you realize that there's other stuff that you might like better.
Right. And also that it's like just an option. It's like you don't have to do it.
Right.
If you want to, you can. That's great if you like it.
Right.
Great.
Right. And it's like it's kind of like a more community-based mindset. And
right.
so
community-based.
And you start questioning all the systems that we live in. And
right.
why are we doing this? It's not serving us. Like
right. No, I mean, I think that's really interesting because I think like there's a lot of people I think almost everybody can identify with like being like, wait a minute, I feel outside because I'm not fitting into this societal norm,
right.
especially the older generations. Because once you're there, it really does break down the walls of all these systems
right.
of like religion, gender,
exactly.
sexuality. The
like if you're like
unit,
a puppet and you continuously cut the different strings,
things,
like yeah,
you're eventually gonna just be. I got no strings.
You're just like laying on the floor.
You're laying on the floor, debilitated by gravity.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly why.
That's what happens.
Unless you
go to
become
true
a
directions.
hand puppet and you get someone to shove their hand in you and help.
Oh my god! Right?
It goes so deep. The puns are.
It's always through the butt with you, isn't it?
No, but it's because I just watched this movie and this movie is so full of puns.
Yeah, it is.
It is so full of absurd, like everything. I literally wrote these outfits are so gay like 45 times in here.
All of my notes are like, this is the gayest thing I've ever seen.
And I know that there are people who are gonna be like, what makes an outfit gay? And I'm like, these outfits are gay. You know when an outfit's gay. Wait, this is like so ridiculous, but I thought was so funny during step 2 when they had to find their root, which is the reason that they turned gay. And Graham's root, who's played by Clea Duvall, goes, my mother got married in pants.
Yeah, like there's some
reason.
There are some that are so funny. I was born in France.
Sinead, I was born in France.
I like balls, which I can really relate to.
Yeah.
But like
sure.
bouncy balls.
Absolutely. That was Jan, I think.
And then do you want to say what Joel's was?
A traumatic bris. Joel is an incredible character.
Trying to pinpoint like a reason
the reason you're gay. Okay, what's the reason you're gay?
Yours?
I knew you were gonna ask me. What's my root? I mean, it would be like something hilariously obviously like my parents got divorced, but that's not it. It's gonna be something more funny.
No, it's something hilarious.
It's I used to play dress up in my mother's heels with just my heels and a belt on. Shouldn't it be like a dancer then instead?
Right? Like that's like
I literally don't know. I was born on Christmas.
That is gay.
Christmas Eve.
Okay, Jesus.
Yeah. No, I just think that's like the pageantry.
It is.
Very gay.
That's what
especially
it is. Gay.
I was born on a holiday.
We've already decorated.
I was born on a holiday.
Yeah, that's gay.
That makes you gay.
Immediately you came out and you were like,
and they were like, holiday. And I was like, there was music, caroling, lights,
decorations,
pageantry,
presents,
sparkles, garlands.
Oh yeah, garland of many kinds.
Judy and otherwise.
Yes.
Okay, wait, what's your root? I just want to let you guys know that I do not believe people are turned gay.
Just like the movie.
This is a joke.
My mom's really pretty.
She really is gorgeous. Especially gorgeous. And you know what? Your dad's European.
Oh my God.
It.
Yeah.
Those are the funniest reasons. My mom's really pretty and my dad's European. My mom had a short haircut.
She did. My parents are very they don't subscribe to gender roles really.
Yeah. I get that for sure. Yeah, your mom always had a cool androgynous look.
And my dad loved it.
Yeah, he was very supportive of that.
He hated it when he grew her out.
And I don't think your dad really subscribes to norms at all.
No, he didn't.
He's literally from a Catholic state and is an atheist. It's incredible.
Right. Yeah, he is. I was raised atheist.
That's now that's outside of the norm.
Oh yeah, I was not raised in the norm at all. Like I was very Addams Family.
That is, I know. And to me, like, I'm like, you didn't grow up crying at church? I don't understand.
No, I literally, like, I was watching this, you know when the dad is, like, saying grace? I was so distracted by the dog figurines on the mantle that I, like, couldn't even listen. I was like, what is
there were so many dogs.
I know, there's a lot
There's,
of dogs.
like, dogs in the artwork. There's,
oh,
like,
wait, speaking of, should I show my new tattoo?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, my God, tattoo reveal. Yeah. Dogs and cats.
Dogs and cats. That's what it's all about.
I love it so much. It's a really good choice. I'm really happy for you. I think it's right for you.
It's my drag.
It is your drag. It is just, you know what? Dogs and cats.
Dogs and cats.
So after we find out our route, it's family therapy. And so we see, like, all the parents come in, and Graham's parents they're terrible. It's like a trust fund, stepmom, dad situation.
Like, what does that do to you psychologically to have, like, your trust fund used as, like, a bargaining chip constantly?
Like, your safety in this, like,
hellscape?
Yeah. And they're basically like, if you don't straighten up, so to speak,
on your own.
You're not getting the trust fund and you're on your own. So she's like, for God's sakes. And then Megan finally finds out her route during this time. And there was a time where her dad, like, lost his job and the mom had made more money and had to step up and get a better job. And seeing her mother being the dad made her gay.
Right. For 9 months.
For 9 months. That would do it.
That would do it.
Absolutely. That'll do it.
I hate my dad now. My dad is not a man.
Can you believe? Yeah, so we go through that entire thing. We lose some of the boys at this point. We lose
they get caught.
Clayton, and I call him Rufio, but I think his name is Dolph, the guy who plays Rufio. I can't not call
Dolph.
He's such a Rufio to me.
He's Rufio.
So they're making out and they get caught
by Megan.
Megan outs it.
Yeah, but that's, like, so Christian, isn't it?
She was just told by her dad, and you know what they said to her? You're not coming home. They basically were like, you better do this. Like, we're not kidding.
Yeah. But she was also, like, saying a prayer while she was, like, masturbating and then caught them.
Yes. And, they're all...
Tattletaling is so Christian to me.
What'd you say?
Tattletaling is, like, so Christian.
Yeah,
it's so, like, I'm holier than thou.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's not... It shouldn't be. It's not... Actually, it's the opposite of
I'm saying the culture of it.
The bad parts of it. Yeah.
The toxic perfectionism.
Toxic perfectionism. Exactly. Good girl. 100%. So, because you're serving something that doesn't even serve you. So, Clayton gets put in the doghouse, and we don't see him for the rest of the movie till the ending.
Literally so cute. For a doghouse.
Yeah, but, like, very scary.
But, like, how funny is, like, that it's painted perfectly, like, hot pink with the fence.
I was
and, like, everything
what's
looks
in
sick.
there?
Yeah.
Anyways, he gets locked in.
Yeah.
And Rufio gets sent away. Now we're at step 4. Demystifying the opposite sex.
Unbelievable.
At this point, Megan and Graham are, like, falling in love with each other. They're, like, cleaning together.
I thought an interesting thing that what's her name? Graham says.
Yeah.
Was, like, they're talking about, she and Megan are talking about, like, if they've ever hooked up with a girl or, like, have they've ever blah, blah, blah. And, like, she has, like, Graham's had like, a girlfriend or whatever. Like, she's hooked up with someone. Yeah. And, Megan's like, did you love her? And she's like, does it matter? And that's, like, such a thing, too. Yeah. To like, have to justify your actions with, like, love. And that goes into the straight world as well.
Yeah. And that's interesting that you took it that way, like, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me in 2 ways. Like, doesn't matter if you loved her, if you hooked up with her. And, like, it doesn't matter if she loves a woman because she's not allowed to. Right. So there's, like, 2 ways in which love is not going to be part of her life. And that's, like, so sad.
Yeah, it's awful.
And we're, like, really seeing them, like, their connection is getting deeper. So this is actually the part that we talked about where they sneak out with the XX gays.
Right.
And then they go to this club called the Cocksucker. Yeah. And at first Megan doesn't want to go, but then she goes, and she has, like, a really nice moment with Clea Duvall's character.
It's very intense.
I don't know why I won't call her just Graham.
No, she's Clea Duvall.
She's Clea Duvall.
And with her, like, black diesel jeans and her, like, black shirt.
Diesel jeans.
And her, like, greasy hair.
The chokehold that Diesel jeans had. Her hair is unbelievably, impossibly greasy. I tried to give you a little bit of a Clea Duvall greasy moment, but I think she's making that herself.
Seriously, it's, like, growing out like that. Wait, what did you say she was, like, giving Skeet Ulrich?
Oh, I said Clay.
Is it Ulrich or Ulrich?
Ulrich. It could be either. What did I say? I said that Graham is played by Clea Duvall, played by Skeet Ulrich's hair from Scream. Because it's like very that.
Yeah. Clea Duvall walked so Justin Bieber could run also.
Didn't all of the lipstick, chapstick lesbian crew?
She's big time her though.
Yeah.
Big, put some respect on Clea Duvall's name.
Exactly.
Right?
I feel like Clea Duvall, and I wrote that in here too, is responsible for a lot of people's sexual awakenings.
Absolutely.
Sectioning and awakenings. For some reason, I'm like tongue-tied today.
Oh, she got it from me.
The teeth, the lips, the tip of the tongue.
Nailed it. You got the part.
Spit all over.
Yeah, you did.
Jesus.
How funny is Clea Duvall in Veep?
Oh my god.
Right?
Doesn't she call her sir at some point?
Yes.
Clea
so
Duvall,
good.
You know that I read a really sad fact is she didn't come out until 2015. I mean, I guess everybody has their journey, but it's so interesting that even like being in this movie, which is like a coming out for a lot of people and an awakening for a lot of people, like that's the pressure of the industry.
Fucking crazy. You can be
That's
so obviously gay and still not come out.
Sucks. I'm glad she's out now, and I just love her. So
I'm gay. Did you know that?
You're gay?
Step 1.
Okay, on to rediscovering your gender identity. Okay, so now we're demystifying the opposite sex. Yeah, what else happens? Mary finds the matches from the cocksucker.
This is a lesson to anyone that is doing anything naughty and doesn't want to get caught. Do not take matches with you from where you went.
Guys,
this happens all the time in movies.
Don't take any merch if you are trying to hide.
Right. Like, didn't it happen in, like, Only Murders in the Building? Like, one of the clues is matches?
Yes, matches. We have to be careful with the merch that we're taking.
You're just leaving a trail.
You're leaving a trail. It's like, did you go to this club? Well, where the fuck did you get this?
Right.
Like, you were at a gay conversion camp and there's a cocksucker matches underneath your bed? I mean... So they confront, Mary finds it and she's like, who snuck out those XX gays? I did it.
Yeah.
And,
is it like her ex-husband or something, I wonder? Wouldn't that be funny?
There's something. There's so much more to it. I don't know if I missed it. There's just something going on.
Right.
We need to know, what is Mary's origin story? Who did this to you?
Who did this to her?
Who hurt you? Did I mention that that Graham and Megan kiss at the gay bar?
Yeah, they kiss.
They kiss. Very important.
A lot of kiss.
A bunch of times.
Big kiss.
So
and then Julie, what's her name?
Julie Delpy's in it. That's her name, right?
Yeah.
Just at the gay bar. Just like a lesbian at the gay bar.
Right.
That's just a trope that's there for us
love
to
it.
have the girl at the gay bar.
And all the gays are slow dancing to fast music. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, so good.
You know what?
They have to embrace each other.
Your family.
Yeah.
Yep. So in order to the stakes are really high for Graham. She's going to be on her own, her parents are going to disown her. So she lies and says I didn't go to the cocksucker. It's not me. I'm actually in love with Joel.
She's talking about how manly he is.
He's so manly. And Joel's thank you so, Joel's you've got a crush.
Yeah. When he's I should have gotten the cake.
And it's just now that I have you, do I get you a cake?
Yeah.
He doesn't, it's so, he's a really funny character.
Yeah, he is.
They have a protest at the XX gays house.
And the second they come out and say they're going to retaliate, they run away.
They run away. Everyone's like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
And Megan's really just feels terrible because she sees how deeply in the closet Graham is and has to be. And she's like, I want to get out of this.
Right.
She's really conflicted.
But right.
Because she's she doesn't think there's anything wrong with it.
Right.
And she says it a bunch of times, even if this is true, I kind of don't care. But I have to be a good girl. I have to be a good girl. Okay.
I mean, yeah, the threat of being kicked out of your house is real. I can't, can you imagine kicking your kid out for literally anything?
No, I can't.
You brought them here.
Right.
This is your kid.
Against their will from the ether.
And it makes me think of that show that we stared watching, The Shiny Happy People, and how
about the
obedience
and the Duggars,
teaching kids obedience and how religion is such a tool to control people from day one, and
they talk about obedience a lot and breaking the kids. They had to break their spirit, I think was one of the terms that was used.
Right.
Really, and they're saying it.
Yeah.
They're not even hiding
No, they're
it.
teaching it.
Watch that doc. That was
They're
really
literally
good. Shiny
teaching
Happy
it.
People.
Yeah.
That was really good. Okay, so now we're at the final test, and we're at step 5,
oh my God,
which is
Jocelyn.
it's coming up. It's the simulated sexual lifestyle, and I was literally this is so because they're making light of conversion camps and not showing you the actual things that go on.
Yeah.
But like it's hinting at it, and it's awful.
Like I actually think they got like a real like syllabus from a conversion camp and then like campified it, like made it camp. But like I do feel like this stuff happens.
Absolutely.
Right?
No, we've heard it's horrible. Yeah. It's really, really bad. And it is so psychologically damaging.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see it like when Graham's like laying down and like Eddie Cibrian's on top of her doing the thrusting, and then he's like, "Mom!"
Yeah.
in their Adam and Eve outfits.
The mom really they really camp up the moment so that we're not like destroyed by this.
Right.
But I did want to also mention, before they even get to that, Andre, who is one of the more flamboyant Twinkie ones.
The one who does like the dance at the bar?
Yes, he fails the test. He gets kicked out. Like, they're like, Andre, no.
I just want to let everyone know too that during the whole movie, Jocelyn was like, "I'm that one."
Oh yeah, Andre's my style.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out at the bar, like, I'm 5'2".
In the boots.
Yep, in the boots. That's me.
With a boa.
Yep.
That was you naked as a kid.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's drag burlesque. I don't know what to describe.
Rocky Horror.
It's, you know what it is? It's show choir, all right? Call it, just call it like you see it, okay?
Pizzazz.
Call it like we were, pizzazz, yeah, that's right. But there was, like, so many other show choirs that had P names.
What are, like, there's a...
Pastiche and Panache. So, like the local Massachusetts high schools would get together and do these, like, show choir competitions. And Pastiche, Panache, and Pizzazz were three, and we were Pizzazz. Why did we have names? Also, why didn't we get to pick the name?
It's the Holy Trinity. Oh my God. Unbelievable.
If anybody was in these show choirs, I would die to hear
comment below.
Do you guys ever go to this? I forget what the name of the competition was. Show choir competition. I don't know.
Pitch Perfect? Did you wear this?
Yes. Yes.
Would you like a pumptini?
Yes, I know, right? We work at Pump. From the neck up, this is Pump.
Yeah. From the waist down, we're hitting some balls.
I didn't realize how shiny these shirts were when I got them. Can you see how shiny they are?
These are some gay shirts.
These are, I mean, you know?
It's a gay shirt.
Yes, so Megan and Graham get caught together.
Oh, yeah.
This is before the sexual simulation, actually.
Right.
They are caught together, and I think they fall asleep having, like, a really tender moment. They feel like they hook up.
Yeah, that's, like, the part where I, like, don't watch because it's, like, too sentimental for me.
Oh, my God. Should we conversion make you watch it over?
I know, like, fucking Clockwork Orange.
I know what it is, Alaina. It's just, like, I don't know. There's intimate moments between two people when it's really, like, serious. Like, it's sometimes, like, private.
Is that what it is?
I mean, I think that could be what it is. Like, you're like, this is a serious moment between two people, and you're not, like, a voyeur type.
I'm really not.
You're just not.
I literally am like, I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
right.
look at my phone.
Right, like, right. It's not necessarily, you're not, like, a prude, but it's just very much like,
not my
business.
Know what?
That's for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, and I see that you're touching her thigh. All right. Let me know. Good for you.
Just let me know when you're done.
Yeah, exactly. Kids keep me young. Like, right though?
Put a sock on the door.
Put a sock on the door. Right though?
Yes.
It's like, you don't want to walk in.
Thank you for,
I really think that's what it is.
I agree.
Because it's not that you're like, you don't want them to be hooking up.
Have you ever caught your parents hooking up?
Alaina, please, it's Pride Month.
I think you can assume by me asking what my answer is.
Right. Okay?
I told you my mom was pretty, okay?
That's it.
And he's European. The door's basically open. Stop. Where's my tissue?
Stop.
Where's my tissue?
My emotional support tissue.
My emotional support tissue. My God, it looks like shit. 5-second rule.
No.
Don't do a spit take on me, I swear to God.
I have done so many spit takes this year.
You're like fucking Johnny Knoxville.
Like on accident. They're not on purpose. It's never on purpose.
No, Neil Patrick Harris is the spit take guy, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Also gay.
Ever heard of it?
Gays love to spit. And swallow. Megan.
Yeah, so they are
they get they get both given an offer.
This is like where I stopped watching the movie, so what's happening?
Okay. Oh. It's almost over. It's just this and then 3 points on the top.
Yeah, they have like the whole white party ceremony.
Out. Yeah, they're like basically like either you do the sex simulation with my son Rock,
right,
or you're out. And Megan's like, I'm out. And she thought after this like night that they had together that
She would go with her.
Graham would go with her, but Graham is too deep. She can't.
Yeah.
So they're getting ready for this. They do the sexual simulation, which is basically them wearing like stocking outfits that are like Adam and Eve, and it's really stupid.
Incredible. I like that they add the concept that Graham comes from a rich family, because it shows how manipulative that can be if you are not behaving the way your family wants you to.
Yeah, they control you with money,
right?
And it's like, and safety and security.
Yeah.
And as a child, which she is, because they're children, feeling a sense of security and safety is one of the most tantamount things to have. It's like so important for your like mental well-being.
Totally.
Is just you need to feel
I mean, like that's safety. Like literally all our brain seeks
unconditional safety. And like if your parents reject you, it is literally the most sickeningly damaging. Can you imagine not feeling that primal person that is supposed to be there for you, that is supposed to make sure you thrive as like the next whatever, like that's like imprinted in us, and then they don't. That's gotta
traumatizing.
That's bad.
Yeah.
And imagine living in a society that's also like that. So like this is why we have Pride Month, guys.
We get a whole month.
Not to take it seriously, but it's seriously not good. So the outfits. Bringing it back to the outfits at the graduation.
Like, it's unbelievable.
They're like these like latex pink tea dresses, like 1950s, but they are so incredible. It's almost punk.
No, the whole thing is just
and the hair,
graphic.
The everything.
And the
boys' outfits are also like shiny.
And like the oversized bow tie, like it's pronounced.
It's incredible.
Like it really, like you could write a thesis about this, about just the costuming and the and the set decoration.
Truly, I think so.
Right.
It's really
it's strength. Like Ken and Barbie.
It's a big strength. Yeah, exactly. I feel like we're going to watch the new Barbie movie and be like,
but I'm a cheerleader.
Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's showing that.
Totally.
Though. It's the Mattel of it all.
You know Greta Gerwig loves this fucking movie.
Oh, I feel like, right?
Yeah.
Greta, comment below.
We have a candle.
Greta, hit me up. So Graham is still in there. They're doing this graduation ceremony. It's a white party for everybody else.
Right.
And the XX gays are all, like, Megan goes to the XX gays. She's like, help me.
Yeah.
Like, they're a family. They're like, we're going to be here for you.
And that's where Rufio is. He's like, and he comes out like a fucking rainbow two-piece. Right. Like, amazing. Right. And he's like so happy.
Living his best. Yeah. And he's like, stay here. I promise you. It's like great.
Yeah.
So they're like, we got to go get Graham. Like, I'm not going to let her stay. So first she like tries to talk to her and Graham's like, no, like, I got to do this. So she's like, how am I going to do this? Like, what am I going to do? I know what. I'm a cheerleader.
Yeah.
So she gets on her OG orange cheerleader outfit and she does this like adorable 10 things I hate about you cheer, which is like, I love you so much. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know.
Are we saying with the orange cheer outfit, like it strips it of its gender and it just makes it about cheering?
It makes it about cheering.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's her. That's like, because she says earlier in the movie, like that's what she really loves. Like, she loves cheerleading.
She actually just like really likes it.
And like, regardless of how it's coded, like she just likes it.
Exactly. And that's like, very interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Totally. So like, when it comes back to just, it's like herself without all the pink bullshit.
Yes. I totally buy that. I feel like it's so on purpose that there is meaning behind the color schemes and that for sure. So she basically says she loves her, and then they drive off together.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it, except for in the credits we see that Megan's parents are like at P-Flag. Parents and friends of lesbians and gays. And they're like getting into it. And I'm like, you could tell.
The mom is like completely covered,
but the dad's like, yes.
Yeah. Like, he's like, I'm a father.
You could tell that would go that way.
They're going to come around. That's the first step.
I like that they showed.
Step 1, acceptance.
Exactly. I like that they come around and you see that happens. Because I feel like that's really important.
But I also like how it kind of just like ends there. Yeah. I like how it ends. Like, you know, I don't need to see more.
That's it.
Can we also talk about the little argument that the XX gays, the couple get into?
Yes.
And how they resolve it so beautifully and quickly.
Oh my God. They have the best communication skills. Yeah. It's really cute to see. Yeah. And they're basically just like, I'm sorry, I raised my voice. And like, I was watching it, I was like, this is how we fight.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny. It's like, I see that you have gone from this to deflection.
Right,
Like, they're using, like, therapy words.
Yeah, because we all go to therapy because we're gay.
Yeah.
We, like, have to go to therapy. I started therapy so young because I was gay.
Right.
And I was like, please help me. Something's wrong.
Right.
No, all y'all are wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I love also the message of, like, obviously, like, the Troy Bolton, you can be a cheerleader and gay.
Right.
I love also.
That means you can do basketball and musical theater, is what you're saying?
You got it.
Yeah.
But, I wish there were, like, avenues to express that kind of stuff, because, like, why does cheerleading have to be tied to, like, football or, like, gendered things?
That's really interesting, because I feel like, remember when we were watching Cheer?
Yeah.
Which has its own, fraught nonsense that goes on with it.
Toxic homosexual.
But at the end, yeah, not even just that.
Yeah,
just like, but I feel like that was like a huge thing of it. It's like, the football team's not that great, but this sport that we're doing of cheer, like cheer is its own sport.
I mean, bring it on. Hello.
Right. And like, there is something about being like, but I'm a cheerleader. It's almost like, but I'm just a little girl.
Right.
Like, there's also that of it all.
Exactly.
Like, you've put me into this box of like, exactly, like, no, like, have you ever seen actually, like, the sport of cheer?
Right.
Is one of the most challenging sports I've ever seen in my life.
It's like intense gymnastics on steroids.
It's extreme gymnastics.
Yeah.
And gymnastics on its own is unbelievably difficult.
Right.
And then now it's like, basically like, I'm going to do gymnastics, but instead of doing it on a floor, I'm doing it on someone's hand.
Yeah, I'm going to put this guy's hand up my butt first.
Right. And then I'm going to like whip my body. Like, these people are like intense
pure muscle.
athletes.
Pure muscle.
The physical prowess to do this.
I know.
So I do find that really interesting, to just like the dismissiveness of, but I'm a cheerleader. And then it's like, oh, her boyfriend is the
Star
jock
football, yeah.
and this. And it's like, why couldn't, it's like, cheerleaders are jocks too.
Right.
Why not?
Like, there should, like, I want cheerleading to exist on its own. Like,
right. Do you know what's really interesting too is I feel like very recently, like, I like had this like kind of realization where I was like, wait a minute, I'm athletic.
Yeah.
Because I've never like put that to myself. Like, I've always danced growing up.
Your physical acumen is theater-based,
right.
dance-based.
Right, which has been dismissed as non-athletic.
It's coded feminine, which is to say that it's
dismissed.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then and I've been lifting for like the last however many, since like pretty regularly since like 2017. So now I feel like I have like a good base of it. And then all of a sudden one day I was like, I'm athletic. I'm an athletic kind of person. Like, I picked this up. Like, I can do this. Like, and I've always been. And like, it's like that again, like coded feminine, which is dismissed. Like, that doesn't mean that you don't have physical acumen. It's oh yeah, like being fits for boys.
What? Like,
no.
And then leave it to Jocelyn though, to when she does her lifting, she does like a little bevel. She'll be like she does it like she does it in like first position. No, it's precious. It's so cute. Oh, it's so like, gay.
It's so, you know what? People who grew up doing ballet, it's hard to break the dancer in you. Oh my God. I don't even think I'm doing it.
No, I know. It's just like in your body language.
I don't even think I'm doing it. That's just so funny.
How you're written.
I love that.
Do you know what I mean? You gotta pizzazz.
I love that. And like, our trainer was a dancer previously. So Sophie,
she knows.
She wrote our program. Sophie, you know that I'm doing it with a flair.
Well,
with
the basically plie. It's the only word I know.
She would love to hear.
She's doing the Cooper Nielsen School of Weightlifting.
Yes. I love that. I'm a principal at the gym. I'm a principal at squatting. No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. She's great.
But yeah, I love this movie.
Obviously.
A perfect Pride vibe. I love that.
And it's only an hour and 25 minutes long, which is just my favorite.
And nice, just like Job Dog Gorgeous is nice and tight, and so is
they keep it tight.
Like Jawbreaker. I feel like this like early Y2K, late 90s vibes is just very like these little morsels.
They get their message across succinctly.
Yeah.
I loved
it. That was awesome.
Happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride. We'll be back next week with an episode that's a little different.
Yeah.
We're very excited. And then we'll have a campfire after that. And yeah, we just can't wait. Have a great Friday, a great weekend, and we love you, Candle Coven.
Yeah.
And if you guys, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to say, if you're listening, try watching us on YouTube and check out our outfits.
And if you're doing all that, please subscribe. Please leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening.
It really helps.
Leave us a comment. And you can always email us, podcast@bijoutcandles.com.
Message us on Instagram.
Tell us what you want us to talk about. Anything.
We'll talk at it.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.